Hello, friends. Welcome back to Football Manager 24. Welcome back to Català FC and the Catalan Only Challenge. It is December 10th, 2023 here in game, and we have some matches to catch you up on. So last we left off, we had the home match against Terrassa that we lost 1-2. Our first loss of the season, the first loss in club history, which was a little bit undeserved, but you know what? It's not the end of the world. It was our first loss of the season, and we had plenty of chances to make up for it. The next couple of matches were slightly more smooth sailing. We went up 4-0 against Lanusia before giving back 3 goals. I think I've been finding that the skill gap between our starters and bench is pretty significant and enough that when I start making subs, our team plays significantly worse in a lot of cases. So almost threw this one away. Definitely don't want to see this happen again. Glad to come out of it with all 3 points. The next one was a slightly similar situation where we went up 2-0, made it into pretty late in the second half, made a couple of subs, and immediately got scored on. We got a third goal to make it comfortable in the end, but again, we got a big lead and gave up the clean sheet after making subs. So it's a little bit worrying, something we want to keep an eye on. And then really a very disappointing result here against Saint Andrew. Now they're a good team. They are currently sitting fourth in the league, despite being a semi-professional side. So not all semi-professional teams are just going to get walked over. Now, of course, as usual, this was a slightly unfair result in our eyes. I mean, we won the XG battle. We dominated the possession. They just got a couple of early goals, and we just could not do anything with it. I mean, the second half, we really were. We really just didn't create anything. So very disappointing result. Definitely worrying here. And then last match out, a relatively routine 1-0 win. So that brings us to our last 2 matches of the first half of the season before the winter Christmas break. Both of them are at home, and so we're going to play through both of them. And here's a look at the table here on the Sunday of the match weekend. Some of the teams, or a couple of the teams, have already played. Looks like Valencia and Terrassa played each other, so we have the game in hand over them. We're just 1 point ahead, but with that game in hand over Valencia B, those 2 losses have put a dent in our lead here at the top. But of course, we're looking very solid for a top 5 finish regardless. So we'll definitely at this point be making the playoffs. It's just a matter of if we can secure the top spot and the only automatic promotion spot up to the 3rd tier. The teams we're playing today, we have Manresa are currently in 13th. They are also a semi-professional side, but of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be an easy game. They are a little bit lower, of course, than St. Andrew, who are having a very, very solid season, currently in the playoff positions. And then we have Badalona Foot, who are a professional side, but are also sort of in that mid-table range through the first 16 matches. So without further ado, let's jump right into the match against Manresa. And here's the lineup we are going to go with here. Peque Polo up top, Copotun, Hernandez, and Stalls in our second rank. Just behind him, Soldevila Domenech, our 2 number 6s, Arumi Resta Villanova and Alegre, the back 4, and Iker Alvarez in goal. Currently, Ibai has a bit of an injury. He might come back for the next game, but he has been out for a little while. He's he's missed, I think, the last 2 matches after getting injured in a match. And yep, pretty straightforward. Nothing too surprising here. Why don't we just jump right in? Match has started. We're going to play on key highlights here because we want to get through the 2 matches, and they're both at home, and we want to get through the season a little bit faster than we've been going. So hopefully we can get some chances here. Unfortunately, the start of the game has been quite boring. Here's our first highlight. That it's a free kick from us. Astalz is going to send it across the far post. Koputu knocks it down. Polo, with his left foot, guides it in across the goal. It is 1-0 here to Català here in the early going of in the 17th minute. Koputu to Polo for the early goal. Knocked it down. Very acrobatic finish there. Nicely done from Peque Polo. But immediately down on the other end, this could be a quick response from them, but Iker Alvarez, confident in the air, able to get that out of the air and hold on to it, clears it long up towards Polo, who knocks it back to Domenech. Pushing forward our Català here, and Polo again finds himself with a great scoring chance after a lovely first-time pass from Astalz. So that's a good start for us here. It's looking like it looks like we're the dominant team here, so let's hope we continue to play like it. Arumi, Soldavila, back post Astalz, heads it in. And just 5 minutes after the first goal, Astalz gets our second. It is 2-0 Català. Another highlight here from a corner. Domenech out wide. Again, sends it towards Astalz in the back post. This time the header is saved. A really, really great save from Manresa's goalie there. Another corner for them to deal with, though. Off the right foot of Astalz towards the near post. Cleared away. That, of course, is the end of the highlight. So far so good. Normally, I would change down to balanced after going up 2 goals, but I've found that me making changes has been detrimental to our team's performance. So I'm going to stay on attacking at least for a little while longer here. Again, this is like a low press attacking system. Low press, short passing, high line. So we have been at times slightly slightly vulnerable to the counterattack, like you can see here, as Diawara has help joining him after they broke. Gilbert just misses. Gilbert. I doubt he's French. It's probably not Gilbert. But a little bit worrying again. But we have it. And hopefully we just continue, even if we give up another goal to these guys, we can just continue to outscore them, as has sort of been our mindset in all of the other games this season. Hernandez, another great save by Pulido. Would really love to get a third here. Would make it pretty much put it out of reach. Pulido deals with that corner, so that should be the end of the highlight here. But immediately into another highlight. Again, they're passing quite well around us. Diawara, again, on this left wing, has been quite dangerous into Soler, who misses wide for a goal kick. So a couple of decent chances for them, but nothing comes from it. Domenech sends it in on this highlight. Soldavila goes back into Domenech, who comes in on the left wing, and Javi Hernandez this time slides it home, but it looks like someone's called for offsides. The goal does not stand. And in this case, yes, Javi Hernandez, just a touch offsides. That's the right call. Unfortunately for us, still 2-0. Highlight here, playing out from the back, a little bit farther down the pitch. Astals has it now, back to Allegre. Into Domenech, back to Villanova, up to Domenech, across to Soldavila, who looks forward for a progressive pass. Hernandez picks it up, out to Allegre. He sends it in across the back post. Kopatun gets his head, just bullies there right back, gets his head on it, and it is 3-0 Català in the 52nd minute. And once again, I'm going to leave all the instructions the same. I want to get a little bit farther along before making any major changes, just because I don't want there to be any chance of a comeback here. Again, as usual, 68% of the possession, just dominating the ball. But we're a little bit wide at a little bit unsure at the back. They're still getting their shots away when they do get the ball. Very long, very speculative shot there from DOR. No chance of that going in. 71st minute. Let's make a couple of more subs. I'm going to leave the rest of the back, the back four and the midfielders the same for now. Javi Hernandez can come off, as well as Kopatun, who's had an excellent game, of course, but Bustamante can come in. And I'll make a couple more subs a little bit later on, maybe in the 80th minute. And let's make our last couple of subs. Pau Resta for Soleil, and Bayero can come on for Domenech. We can drop this down to balanced and drop the shape to mid-block. But of course, I make a conservative change, and immediately they have a highlight. DOR on the back post, and he scores. It's really quite frustrating that this keeps happening. I think we just don't have the defensive solidity to be able to let off the gas ever, really. But again, we have the 3 goals, so that's going to do it. Plenty of wiggle room here as we defeat Manresa by a score of 3-1. Routine in the end, disappointed not to get the clean sheet, but regardless, we'll take it. So after that win, of course, we are still at the top of the table. Most of the rest of the league has played their Sunday match. So we are 4 points ahead of Valencia B still. Sant Andreu looks like they won their match. They jumped Terrassa into 3rd place. Alicante down with the game in hand at 5th, just 3 points behind Terrassa. So that's our quick check-in on our rivals. Let's jump ahead to next weekend, where we will take on Badalona Foot. And here we are on Saturday the 16th with our last match before the winter break. We have not had any matches since then. Nothing really has happened, so let's just jump right into this next match. Hopefully we can continue our winning ways against Badalona. Same lineup as last time, I think. I'm happy with having Allegre back there, especially while Reches isn't available. Estals is still just our best right-sided player. Quick highlight here already in the 2nd minute. Off a corner, Villanova gets his head to it from a tight angle. It is saved and cleared away. Back to Estals. Domenech has it at the top of the box. Beautiful pass into Estals, who shoots it across the face of goal into the far netting for the early lead. 1-0 Català. That pass from Domenech for the run from Estals was just beautiful. Beautiful little give and go. 1-0. Let's go. Back on the other side for a quick free kick. Iker Alvarez punches it away for the corner. But they had their first shot on target. We'll see if anything comes from this corner. I expect that the highlight was the free kick, but we'll see if something happens here. Aimed for the far post and cleared. Astal is running out to get it, and that will be that. A throw in for them. They have the ball in our half. Sends it into the box, but it's cleared. And Kopotun has it on the other side from where he normally is. Just sends a very speculative ball up towards the goalie, who gets on it. Now they have possession again. Let's see if we can get the ball back. We are a little bit spread out, a little all over the place. Hopefully we can find our shape here as Jaime comes into the box. He's dribbling it, pulls it back for Nacho. Across towards the back post, and that is going to be a goal for Badaluna. Disappointing that Villanova or Resta couldn't deal with that. Let's see what happens. So Jaime had it, passed it back, and Nacho he got tackled. Jaime is the one who sent it back there, and just some confusion. And not only is he not headed, it falls all the way down to his feet. One of those two guys needed to be on there, but it's 1-1. Send a quick encourage as this highlight starts. Soldevila aims for the far corner. Ortega gets a hand on it to save, forces it behind for a corner. And this may be a new highlight here after the shot, but it comes to nothing in the end. Dominic picks it up to recycle the possession. And yes, we're still have it here. Highlights still going though. Arumi up the left wing from fullback. Sends the cross into Polo, who scores. He reacts quicker than the defenders, gets his left foot on it. The beautiful low cross from Arumi. And we're back in front in the 27th minute, 2-1. That was just a really great. Soldevila out to the wing. Arumi just runs with it until he's challenged, and he just whips in a low cross, and Polo is the first to it. A simple redirection for the goal. Towards the end of the first half here, we have another highlight off a throw-in. Arumi cuts inside with the right foot, and Joel Arumi, proving to be one of our best players from the left back position, has already assisted one goal and just scored another with his right foot after he threw the ball in and immediately sprints towards the goal. Hernandez finds him on the run. Beautiful vision from him. Great first touch, second touch, right foot, past the keeper. 3-1. And this winter break is coming at a great time for us. The playing every day for our center backs is really taking a toll, especially on Villanova. He is already significantly tired here in the first at halftime. We'll let him go a little bit longer. We might just let him run out the whole game, and then he'll have the couple of weeks off. It might be a good idea for us to rotate Jordi Soleil in a little bit more. I just don't think he's quite ready. When he comes in, we usually concede, but maybe that's just because he's not playing much. Yeah, we need to have we need to have some better rotation with the center backs. But maybe this break is a good chance to reset because basically they've started every single game in the first half of the season. But not going to make any subs here. We're up 3-1. Let's just get into the second half. Highlight starting with a goal kick from Alvarez. Sends it long. Hernandez gets under it and just flicks it onto Polo, who is in towards the box with space, but cannot finish. Some good route one football right there. But it comes to nothing. Villanova's looking just a little too tired here, so we're going to sub him out. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. At the same time, I would also like to take off Soldavila for Antunes, give him a little bit of a run out. And that's going to be it for now. Stalls with the corner in the 64th minute. Polo gets a head on it for another goal at the near post. Just a well-worked corner. Polo was left unmarked as he sort of turned a corner in front of their players and redirected it into the bottom corner. Just got there first. That's all you got to do sometimes. 4-1. But immediately into another highlight for them off of the restart. Pedraza back, but his pass is intercepted or intervened with by Arumi, who sends it across to Allegre, who just sends it kind of weakly into the middle. You have to say that was not a good passage of play from Mark Allegre, but Arumi intercepts that pass. No clearance. Romero has it for them. Salas takes the shot, but it's harmless in the end. Going to make another couple of subs here. The normal Arumi for Tonyo switch, and we can take Copotune off. He's not having a great game. We'll bring on Bustamante, and we'll leave our last sub for time wasting at the end as a highlight appears to have started for Badaluna. Arumi deals with it. So we will have a corner. They will have a corner as our subs come on. But there is no highlight to come from that. 65% of the possession through the first 75 minutes. But they have the ball. They're driving forward. Romero takes the shot into the hands of Alvarez, who holds on. Here's another throw in for them. Before this highlight ends, I would like to just drop our tactic into a Catenaccio and bring on another sub. Regardless of what happens here, Hernandez has had a good game. But we were able to get possession back. Resta has it. Intercepted by Jaime. Zardine. Up the left wing, back to Pignol, who takes the long shot, and that is also going to not trouble the goalie. Let's see this out. Would love to just maintain the 3-goal victory. not so dominant on the chances, but still the normal amount of dominant on the ball and on the score line. And we finish the first half of the season, and we go into Christmas with another win, 4-1. Goals from Astals, Peke Polo, Arumi, and Peke Polo again to close us out. And that brings us to a 7-point lead at the top of the table. Of course, the rest of the league, for the most part, has the game in hand. Polo is up at the top, tied for the most goals in the league. Kopotun is still tied for the most players of the match awards. And yeah, a great end to the season, or to the first half of the season, that is. Those 2 home losses really disappointing. The draw against Valencia those are only 3 blemishes on the season. The rest of our matches have been um, quite good. So we will take that. We'll happy to be first at Christmas, and we will come back at some point in January, probably for this very important Valencia B match on January January 14th. We will see if we are able to do any transfers, but again, same situation. We really have no available money. We'll see if that changes as we get towards the transfer window. And that will do it for me. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode and enjoyed watching both of our wins. Please like, subscribe, share around if you could. It'll really help get more eyes on these. I'm really enjoying the series so far, and excited for the next couple to cover the next couple of seasons and see how quickly we can shoot up the table. And would love to have more people be a part of it. So with that, I will say so long for now. I will see you in the next video. Thanks.